Today I want to talk about the top 5 cards for traveling in 2022. Now, my family and we went traveling around the world. I did lots of research around how we could spend money when we were abroad and the best cards for doing so. In this video, I'm going to talk about different types of cards, and this includes credit cards. Now, I am not encouraging that you spend more than you have, but there are obviously some perks to using credit cards abroad, and I will touch on those in this video. Now, one top tip before I get into the nitty-gritty details about the different types of cards is to make sure that you pay in the local currency. Occasionally, you will go into a shop, and particularly if it's in a high sort of tourist area, and they will ask whether you want to pay in their local currency or you want to pay in whatever your personal currency is. It's likely that whatever card you have will offer you a better exchange rate than whatever the merchant, the person that you're buying from, is offering at you at the till. So why is a travel card then? These are just like normal cards basically, but they may offer some additional features or some top services that you need for when you are exploring the world. So some cards, and this might be your bank card that you use for shopping here in the UK, that might lock you out if you go and travel abroad. Now, this is obviously not something that you're going to want to have to deal with if you've just gone off on the trip of a lifetime and you then need to access your money. This can be particularly problematic if you're going to lots of different countries. You don't want to have to create a list and send it to your bank before you go. You just want them to know that you are going to be traveling and that this is you that's using that card. There are some things that you want to avoid when picking the card that you want to take with you when you travel. This mostly relates to the fees. So this could include things like a non-sterling transaction fee, a non-sterling cash fee, and interest on cash withdrawals. If the card that you are taking has any of these things, you might want to look for another option, as this can get very, very expensive. Ideally, you want to look for fee-free transactions and to limit the charges that you make when using ATMs. So let's dive into some specific cards and why they may or may not be the right choice for a travel card for you. So first up is the Barclays Card Reward. This is a Visa credit card. Now this comes with a whole host of perks, and I will drop the link to their website so you can get more details. The first thing is you get 0.25% cash back on all your everyday spending. And there are no fees on spending or for using ATMs when abroad, so that's a big tick. You won't pay any interest on cash withdrawals as long as you pay back in full. Their website quotes their typical figures at 22.9% APR based on a £1,200 credit limit. So obviously if you are not paying in full, you will have to pay interest on that money, but there is no specific interest for cash withdrawals. You can also get some additional perks, such as 5 months of Apple Music and Apple TV, which can be great entertainment whilst you are hanging out in those airports with, some free time on your hands. As this is a credit card, you will need to apply to get this card. This may mean that you need to do a credit check. They do have a handy eligibility checker, which you can use to see if you are likely to get accepted for this and save your credit score in the process. If you then decide to go ahead and make the application, then they will check your credit history. So the next one I want to talk about is with Chase. So this is a current account, so not a credit card like the last one. Now again, this comes with some perks for using if you are traveling. So there are no fees on spending or for ATM withdrawals when you're overseas. You can get 1% cash back in the first year, and this is both at home and overseas. So this can be handy. If you get it before you go on holiday, you can put your expensive holiday on that card and you get that 1% cash back. You can then put that towards your spending money or just, keep it in the bank. Now they will do a soft check on your credit score when you are making that application, but this isn't the same as a hard check, so it shouldn't have the same impact on your credit rating. They have 24/7 in-app support, which can be really handy if you're in a completely different time zone and you need to contact somebody about your account. You could also set up separate accounts, which can be great if you're trying to save towards your holiday or if you want a separate pot for your holiday spending money. Now, if you lose your card when you're out and about and you're traveling, you can lock the card in the app. Also, they put no numbers on the card, which is a great security feature. And you can generate new card details within the app too. All in all, this card helps to keep you safe and has some great features that could make it really helpful when you are traveling. So another one to look at is the Halifax Clarity Card. This is a travel credit card. On their website, they say that there is a typical 19.9% APR on this. Now, there are no fees on your spending for this card. And when you pay in the local currency, it will automatically convert using the MasterCard exchange rate. Now, you can pretty much spend anywhere that you see the MasterCard logo. And this is pretty much an international brand, so you should be able to spend in most places. You can manage your account online, which can make it really easy to check your spending and make any changes that you need to as you go. The downside is that customer service is based in the UK, which can make it hard to reach them if you are around the world and in different time zones. There also may be some fees for using ATMs, which may not be ideal if you're looking to get cash out in different countries. So the next one is Starling. And I do have to say that this was my choice when we were traveling. So Starling say that you can pay with your card and there will be no fees for using that anywhere in the world. They also use the MasterCard exchange rate and don't put any additional exchange rate or commission fees on top. One thing that I found really handy was the instant notifications. I like this for my day-to-day use, but when I was traveling, it was great to see what I'd spent both in the local currency and in pounds. It made it much easier to track my spending as I went, and that notification was instant, so I got to see it straight away. Another great thing is you do not need to tell Starling when you're going traveling. They're not going to lock you out. They have lots of security features within the app that can help you manage the safety of your card when abroad, but they won't automatically cut you off as soon as you step foot in another country. And they have 24/7 in-app support, which makes it really easy to get hold of somebody if you're having issues on the other side of the world in the middle of the night and you need that little bit of extra assistance. Now, the fifth option is more of a general concept, and this is to use a prepaid card. What this means is that you will have a card and you will load the money onto it before you go. Now, this is really good for budgeting because it means when the money's gone, it's gone. There is no more. And it also means that you're not using your actual bank account. Essentially, you are limiting the potential losses that you have because you've only put a set amount of money in there. If someone was to say steal your card and you were to lose it, it wouldn't be putting your entire bank account at risk. It's very similar to, say, taking cash or traveler's checks, except you have the extra security of using a card rather than just carrying loose notes. Now, the downsides to this is that it can be restrictive and a little bit complicated to set up. You have to make money decisions ahead of time, so making sure that you have enough in that account to cover everything that you need. And obviously, there might be some circumstances, an unexpected event happens and you need a little bit extra. You need to be prepared for that before you go by putting the right amount in that account. You also lack some of the payment protection that you get from credit cards. In this video, we've talked about a mix of like current account debit cards and also credit cards. With credit cards, you do get that additional protection. With prepaid cards, you will not have access to that. If you have done a trip like this and you have used a particular system for managing your money, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.